Welcome to another Collecting Cosmos mini episode, looking at what I kind of feel should be made. In this episode, I am joined by Matt Fox from This Week in Star Wars. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, how you doing lately?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
We missed you in Orlando.
I know. I just couldn't make it this year. It did not work out. I saw you did a panel with Jake this time. Did that go well?
Went pretty well.
Oh, good.
He did okay.
He did okay. All right. If most of our listeners don't know, Matt and I have actually paired together on a couple of panels we've done at Celebration on Hasbro action figures, which is kind of why I brought Matt as my first guest on here, because we've talked a lot about what has been made. Matt has got a full list of everything, every figure that's been made. What's your current count up to? Do you know?
Right now, we are at, it was 3,464.
3,464?
3,464. And that was through last year. I haven't added anything yet this year.
So you don't have like Fen Rao or any of that in there yet?
No, but there haven't been that many new ones this year.
No, there really hasn't. So, last episode I talked about Black Series Phantom Menace figures that haven't been made, and I asked for people to give me their input as to what they also felt should be made, and I had some interesting responses. So one I got was from Ryan Farnham. He was suggesting that I missed Mace Windu and Padme Battle of Naboo. Now, I will totally admit, I had two Amidala's in there, and I didn't put Padme as a handmaiden. Probably the Tatooine Padme and the Naboo kind of crimson maroon outfit, I don't know what you would call that, would be another one that you could have in there. I could see both those definitely being made into Black Series. They were also like first wave Phantom Menace figures, weren't they, Matt?
Yeah, they both were.
I thought. Mace Windu, I didn't miss. Some people might feel I did, but to me, Mace Windu, I kind of divided this up way ahead of time. I know it's not fair. People don't see what all I've got going on. But Mace Windu to me was an episode 3 figure, so I'll talk about him on the next episode. So I do think definitely it should be a Mace Windu figure. But that is one I was saving for a little bit later. And then I have Ross Thomas. Also gave me his Episode 1 Black Series wish list. They felt that Te-How or any other Neomodians or a 3-pack. I was kind of thinking just Newt Gunray. I was trying to stick with core characters, but I can see that. Padme Grappling Hook, obviously. Rumslag, I don't know about Rumslag.
That's digging deep.
That's pretty. Rumslag's barely in the movie. It took a long time until we got an action figure. I always feel the Black Series is more of a main characters and troopers. That's kind of the way it's been. That's the way Hasbro gave it to us. They said they weren't going to remake every figure in 6-inch form. Now, of course, that was 4 years ago. They might have changed their tune. Who knows? Another one is Grogra. Is that? It says Grogra here. Is that supposed to be Garga or? I'm not sure.
Isn't that the merchant who?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Grog.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
That one took
I think it's the whoopee.
That's one that took a long time to get a Hasbro figure too. Although it was put into it's actually a she, if I remember correctly, into a Pez dispenser very early on with Jar Jar and Grogra apparently. I don't know about that in Black Series. I don't know how well that would sell. Battle Droid, I said Droidica I had in there, Anakin Sebulba, yeah, Jar Jar, Obi-Wan, were all ones that I had in there. They also said that Palpatine might be a bit dull. I don't know, it might be a more boring figure, but it's a main character. I really think it does belong.
Palpatine all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a big Palpatine fan.
So yeah.
I love those. Anytime we get a new outfit figure of him, that's great.
Well, and to me, the Phantom Menace means Palpatine. I mean, he is the Phantom Menace.
Yep. Oh,
I missed one on here. The Naboo Royal Guard. I don't know. Hasbro shied away from doing good guy troopers. They haven't done any Rebel Fleet troopers, Endor troopers, Hoth Rebel troopers. So I don't know. I kind of left it out partly for that reason. So I don't know.
They've always seemed to sell, even in the 3 3/4 line, not as well as guys in armor.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's get to Attack of the Clones. All right, so for Attack of the Clones, and Matt, you could chime in anytime on these. I know Matt has his list, which is a lot longer than mine, but I'll back up some of mine. If you think any of mine shouldn't be in there, let me know. That's fine. We can go back and forth on these, but obviously I think Obi-Wan Kenobi should be made with his longer hair, and I don't know, is his outfit really different from what he had in Phantom Menace? I know it's a different color, but is it a different outfit?
What struck me, I watched this specifically with this purpose in mind the other night. I think his outfit is exactly the same as Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, okay, I could see that.
I mean, it's almost a head swap.
So that would be pretty easy for Hasbro to make. Just make a new head on this.
Mm-hmm. And the same with Anakin's.
I can back up Anakin a little more. From the moment Attack of the Clones came out, obviously I'm a Vader fan. I was watching Anakin a lot. His outer robe is very different from anybody else's outer robe in any Jedi that I've seen. It's kind of just a cape with, I don't know how to put it, like a stole that goes down the front. It doesn't have sleeves on his outer robe. Did you notice that?
No,
Oh.
I had not.
Okay.
I mean, I'm picturing it in my mind now, and yes, you're right, I believe.
Yeah, and the Hasbro did a couple figures that you could really see this on, and so it's definitely a different outer robe, and I think this deserves the outer robe just because it is so different. I'd have to look at. I haven't looked that closely at the regular robes between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, but it might be. Yeah, it seems like it'd be pretty much the same. Yeah. So this could just be a nice head swap on there. For Padme, I just selected one, her very iconic outfit for Geonosis. Whether you need the bare midriff or not, I can see people going either way. I don't see it being like the Luke Jedi where you put a little piece on or take a piece off. I don't think that would quite work for this figure.
No.
Nor would a replaceable torso. That seems a little weird. But either way, one way or the other would be fine. I know you have a couple extra Padmes you think should be in there.
I have a lot of Padme choices.
Okay.
She changes outfits in almost every scene
Yes.
in that movie. But I mean, I think that you got to have the arena outfit.
Yeah.
The leather dinner, whatever outfit that is that she wears, when she rebuffs Anakin on Naboo, that's sort of iconic now.
Yeah, it is.
There's the wedding outfit, the one that she's wearing at the Lars homestead, which is sort of a light blue. That was a nice one as well. And these are all figures that we got in 3 3/4.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I think if you get the arena outfit and then one more from feed somewhere, I think you're probably okay.
I can see that.
Considering we haven't gotten any Padmes.
No.
At all. I mean, I think most of her iconic outfits are in this movie. I mean, there's a couple from the Phantom Menace.
Right.
But, there's a lot of, and you'll find a lot of the figures that I've got on here just because they're interesting designs.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you've got a lot of, that'd be a neat figure to have of this guy or that guy or this outfit or that outfit, but there's 2 or 3, there's a lot of Padme options, all of which would be interesting. If they gave you the arena and one more, I think that would be great.
Okay, I can see that. So in the arena, I would also say Boba Fett needs to be made. Now this would be a smaller figure. I'd want something more than just the figure. I'm not sure what. Maybe Jango's helmet at least, but what do you think else could come with Boba Fett?
There's really nothing.
I know.
Because we've already got the Jango. Unless you're going to give us a Jango out of his armor, as he was when they met Obi-Wan. Really, I don't know what you would pack Boba Fett with, but if we've got an R2-D2 by himself and Yoda by himself,
yeah,
you can give us a Boba with a whatever that is that he wears, the cloak that he wears,
yeah,
and a Jango helmet, and you're probably okay.
I suppose, yeah. Maybe an extra head. Well, I guess it's the same. Well, it'll be a different haircut. You can have an extra head for just a regular young clone or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next up, I'm surprised they haven't done this, a super battle droid. As I said on the battle droid for the last episode, with this scale, they could beef up those legs a little bit more so it shouldn't be so bendy. I don't know about you. My 3 3/4 on battle droids, their legs are almost at 90 degrees sometimes because they just bend right on over.
every battle droid they've made has been horrible after the very first ones.
Yeah, the first Phantom Menace ones actually held up pretty well.
The Phantom Menace ones are fine. They stand up. I never have any problems. But I've got a Geonosis diorama, and you need red battle droids for that.
Right.
And every red battle droid, every couple of weeks I've got to go through and stand them back up.
Oh, I've had mine hot glued down for my Geonosis, and they just would like almost warp over. It was weird.
Yeah, they warp over. Yeah, it's horrible. And hopefully, if they were to do a 3 3/4 inch, which I agree they need to do one, like you said, for episode 1, and then they need to do a red one for this.
Yes.
They can fix that leg stability thing, and the same with the Super Battle Droid, which I agree it's one that needs to be made.
Now, are there two different arms on the Super Battle Droid? Is there one with, I know it has the guns that pop out, because this could maybe come with two different arms, I'm not sure.
Well, the figure did.
Yeah.
The 3 3/4, the original one. But I don't think in the movie there were different versions.
Okay.
So, but they could give us the same, they could give us a regular arm and then an arm that shoots something. That's fine.
Okay. Or I could see maybe an arm that has, because it has guns on the hand, and maybe one with the guns out, one with them in. I don't know. Next, I'm very surprised this figure's never been made. Count Dooku. It's kind of a main character. Obviously, this figure would work for both Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And I'm very surprised. I don't know if you're doing an ultimate version, maybe have one that his hands are removable and head is removable. But
yeah. No, when I started my list, I had to go and actually look because I just assumed there must have been a Dooku already. So, but no. So yeah, he's got to be one of the first ones.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones, all we've gotten is Jango Fett and 4 clones, if I remember correctly.
Right, that's right.
Next, I have Palpatine. If you're watching this on YouTube, I am putting up an image of Palpatine from this movie. He basically only has one set of robes that you see him in, and they did make an action figure for 3 3/4 inch of this. Again, I'm continuing the trend. Palpatine is the overall bad guy. I think he should be made for each movie, so I think he's deserving here. And his outfit's very ornate. It's very interesting, so I'd love to see that done, especially after seeing what Lando's cape looks like that's coming out for the 6-inch.
I agree. He's a central character, and he has a unique outfit in this movie, so bring it on.
We already mentioned the red battle droid. Obviously, I mean, they could go to town with this. You have the battle droid painted red, and then they have like ones with yellow highlights on them or something like that. They've done this with clones. I could see them doing this with battle droids. I wouldn't be surprised. My next figure would be another repaint, would be C-3PO from Attack of the Clones. Obviously, this would be mostly kind of silver and beat up, although he actually has a red arm. Looking closely, he has a very dark red arm. So,
yeah.
Force Awakens not the first time he had that. I know you mentioned, Matt, to have a trade-out head, so you could put a battle droid head on him.
Right. I think that's, especially if they make a battle droid figure, that's an easy.
Yeah.
And that's really his only action scene in the movie is with the battle droid head. So.
Right. You could have that, and then have it with bad puns that he'll say too.
Oh, Jesus.
Next, I have Zam Wessel. She plays a very important role, I felt, early on in the movie. And here's one definitely you could have switch-out heads on. Maybe a removable arm, too. I think it's...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She was one of the preview figures, right?
Right, yeah.
So she's important.
And, if they ever want to do it, I could see her speeder maybe being a vehicle, but I doubt Hasbro would feel that would ever sell well enough to do a Zam Wessel 6-inch speeder.
I was thinking speeders would be nice.
Yeah.
Very unlikely.
Right. And for this movie, I selected just one Jedi to put in there with Plo Koon. I wanted to put Plo Koon in somewhere. Obviously, he's become a little more famous because Dave Filoni is a big fan of Plo Koon. And I decided to slot him in here. Maybe it's because I'm thinking about the deleted scenes where he had more to do. But I know you have a few extra Jedi that you thought should be in this movie.
Right, and again, it's for a lot of the Jedi, it's like which movie is their big movie?
Right.
I mean, like Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Yeah, I kind of put him in. I was thinking him as Revenge of the Sith, just because you get that scene on Christophsis where he dies too.
Right. But and in episode 1, he has lines.
Right.
So, but somewhere he needs to be made. Shakti, again, she certainly had more to do in Revenge of the Sith deleted scene.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Kit Fisto, this is sort of, he was in Palpatine's office in Revenge of the Sith, but he
died very quickly.
You remember him from the arena battle.
Yeah.
Ayla Secura, again, you get to see her die in Revenge of the Sith, but, this was her first film, but I think she's a fan favorite.
Yes.
It would be a figure people would like. And, again, character design, I like Coleman Trevor, the Jedi who Jango shoots up in Dooku's box at the arena. I always thought he was a cool design. They made his figure, I believe, twice.
Yeah, they did two of them.
In 3/4, so, why not,
okay.
Pick a couple Jedi.
So you have some other figures that I did not say. You could go through them. I might say why I might not put them in there. I don't know. I could see any one of those Jedi. I was just trying to limit how many Jedi I was putting in.
Right. I mean, as long as we get those Jedi over the course, what movie you credit them to, that's fine. But, other ones that I thought might be in, again, well, the Anakin that we touched on, I think it would be good if, we talked about the C-3PO swap-out head. If you gave Anakin a swap-out arm,
right,
or a removable arm, and and then a robot arm.
That would make sense, yeah.
Because going back to the original premise that these figures are supposed to be the ultimate version, of every character.
I don't think they're really on that anymore, but yeah.
They certainly aren't, but it would be nice if they got back to it. I had Yoda on here just because the one that we've got seems to be so specifically Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It might be nice, and you could pack him with a youngling or two, which, is how they went about it, in the 3 3/4 line. So.
Yeah, you could do it that way or with his chair. They did a 12-inch version where he came with his chair, too.
True. We've got one clone that they didn't put out in that Entertainment Earth set, the blue one.
Okay, yeah.
Lieutenant. So, easy repaint.
Yeah, I saw you put blue. I'm like, they didn't do the blue?
No, I was surprised too, but I mean, like, oh no, they did a white one and then 3 of the colors.
Okay.
So, Clone Pilot, just because I always liked that design.
It is a little different, and it has more to it than just a repaint, so that would be nice.
Right. And, my immediate thing is, well, they're never going to make a gunship, but then they gave us an AT-AT driver, and we're never going to get an AT-AT.
Right.
So.
Very true. Or, well, I guess we have gotten a TIE fighter technically, but we do have TIE fighter pilots.
Exactly. So, Captain Typho, it's possible. He's got, something to do in the movie. He's not quite as active as, what's the guy from episode 1?
Panaka.
He doesn't do quite as much as Panaka, but
I was going to say,
like Typho more because Panaka. I hate Panaka because he never says anything positive.
No, he's a downer throughout the whole movie.
Every line he says is so depressing. He needs some sort of psychological assistance. He's unrelentingly bleak.
Yeah.
But Typho, he's fine, and Jayla Guy always seemed like a nice guy when it came to Celebration. So reward him with a figure.
Okay.
Dexter.
So you think Dexter Jetster should get one, huh?
We got. He was in the first wave. He's an interesting character design, but if he's just out there by himself, it's sort of a weird addition. But I like him.
Does he have like pants pulling up action or something? Or
he could. Yeah. I mean, he had so many accessories in that.
He did.
For wave. So I've got Taun We.
Yeah.
Just to have a in.
I wasn't sure about the Kamini Owens. How do you say that? Kamini Owens. Okay. Like I thought Taun We. Obviously, we got an early figure from her and Attack of the Clone stuff, but I just wasn't sure about it. I could see it maybe. Like I said, you could maybe pack one of those, like an extra clone or something in with her. Or
clone
something.
Kid. There was something that she came with a clone kid, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Something. I can't remember. I don't know if it was a figure or not. So Tanwi, we don't have to do the prime minister. Just I think she'd be good. The separatist leaders besides Dooku, if you want to have a conference scene, to pile them all around the table. But you've got Poggle the Lesser and Wat Tambor, the more interesting ones.
I could definitely see Poggle the Lesser. Yeah, Wat Tambor was a cool looking figure too.
He was again. I picked him because he was the most interesting of the bunch. There's the Mun, however you pronounce him.
Right.
Yeah, he's boring. But and there was a couple others. What's that little one's name? Shumai.
Yeah.
Shumai?
Yeah, something like that.
Again, give us a sampling, I think, of the separatists if you wanted to go that way. And just as a flyer, I thought it would be nice if you had a Lars Olmsted 3-pack, with Owen and Baru and Klieg, which has 0% chance of being made since we're never even going to get a Klieg in 3 3/4.
Yes. I tried to push Klieg Lars in the last vote, and people laughed at me, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he's nobody's favorite.
I just thought it's Klieg Lars. He's never been made. He's got a hover chair. He has a speaking part. He has kind of a primary role in there. And I put that out, and people were like, well, they'd rather have another Boba Fett. I'm like, I've got dozens of Boba Fetts. I don't need another one. I want a Klieg Lars.
I think it's... I'm going to say this without thinking, but with a great deal of confidence. He's probably the most important character who's never been made in a figure.
Yeah, I think so.
Or at least the 6 movies.
Right, and some people I think were upset at me when I was trying to push this on different pages. Some people are like, oh, that's great. We're going to get fully multi-articulated figures, and you're going to try and push for a figure without a leg, and it sits in a hover chair all the time. Like, and? We've gotten how many figures with plastic robes on that have articulation on the legs that do them absolutely no good. So.
Right. And, you can have some expanded universe adventures where before he's in the hover chair.
Sure, give him an extra leg to put on,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's basically my list. I mean...
you have the Geonosian Warrior on here, which I forgot. I did mean to put him in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's, I think, pretty high, actually, on the list.
Yeah, I could see that. Something else I thought about is, as far as vehicles, they could do Anakin Speeder from Tatooine. I think that would translate very well on a 6-inch
that would be
scale.
an easy one, yeah.
I'd like to... That was kind of a cool-looking bike, too. I'm not so sure about Dooku's bike. I never thought it was a cool-looking bike. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. that could translate well into this, too, but...
Anakin's would be better.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if they ever decided to do a little more, and, they did the Tauntaun with Han on them.
Yeah.
So, they've done beasts, but, you could do, I don't think they'd do the Acklay. That would be very big, but if they could do the Reek, and have Anakin, riding that. If they wanted to do mid-size.
Well, they could do a Nexu, too, I mean.
Nexu would be easier,
yeah.
Smaller. But, again, Attack of the Clones seems to be the forgotten movie for everything, in terms of, what Hasbro wants to make. So.
Well, I thought that, but at the same time, Phantom Menace has had just one figure released so far. Qui-Gon will be the second one out, whereas at least with Attack of the Clones, we've had 5 figures come out. Mostly because 4 of them are clones, but...
Right, 2 sculpts.
Yeah.
And the clone sculpt is just a new helmet on the Episode 3 clone.
Exactly.
So, but, I mean, it's, like I mentioned, there's a lot of interesting, think what you want to think about the movie. There's a lot of interesting characters.
Yes.
That would be nice to have on a shelf. So.
Yeah, it's a hard line to kind of think of. When I think of 3 3/4 inch, I'm like, what should be made? What has not been made? And with 6-inch, you have to kind of set boundaries, because I personally don't want every single figure that's been done as 3 3/4 inch coming out in 6-inch. I kind of like the idea of main characters and troopers for the most part. Because I've got a huge 3 3/4 inch collection. I don't need all of those in 6-inch.
I agree. And, at the rate that they're putting them out, I don't think there's any danger.
No. With a movie every year, and yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you're going to get maybe one wave of figures not related to whatever is the current movie.
Right.
So, and I think they've done a pretty good job, generally speaking, on, especially on the original trilogy guys, on, putting a good mix out there. Like I said, we got an AT-AT driver, and that makes no sense.
No.
But, I mean, I always like the character design, so I'm fine with it. So.
Right. Now they've been interested. It's interesting how they've released some of these things. Like, for the longest time, we did not have a Tatooine Luke or Leia in the white dress from A New Hope. And the first Leia they put out was Slave Leia. I thought that was weird.
No, I credited them for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to put out the Luke, Han, Leia Episode 4 stuff right off of the bat.
Right.
But then you got nothing to look forward to.
Yeah. No, I was kind of happy about that, but they are mixing it up quite a bit. And, especially prequels, they haven't done as many with the prequels. I kind of understand why. They've been burned with at least Phantom Menace product in the past. And at the same time, just some of this just seems like this needs to be made. And I think a lot of it would sell, especially the stuff we've talked about, would sell pretty good. There are those characters. Like, I mean, Palpatine, I think, needs to be made. Is it going to sit? That's a possibility. I could see that, but I don't know.
I don't know what Hasbro has done with this line, but nobody ever sits apart from the big characters from the new movies. I mean, Cassian and Jen, they're a dime a dozen. But all the other waves that they've come out with, they either don't send many to the stores or they get them right, because none of these sit around. And I think,
they do a pretty good job. I mean, some of the most sought after figures now, like Revenge of the Sith, Anakin, and Han Solo, those were everywhere. Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah. No, they fine tuned it sometime around The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
The Han Solo. Because remember when the Toys R Us 2-pack, the Han Solo and Greedo came out, it made no sense.
Yeah, there were two easy figures to find on the pegs already.
Right. So, I mean, and they've done a pretty good job of not going back and re-releasing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had Boba Fett on the shelves since Wave 2 or 3, whichever that was. So, that's... They're taking an interesting approach to the line and, just sort of dropping them, the back characters, not the current movie, but from the legacy figures, let's call them.
Yeah.
Dribbling them out at a rate that we all seem to be able to absorb. Lando will be the big test. Lando is always a peg warmer, which is unfortunate because I like Lando, but he always peg warms, so we'll see how this one does.
This figure looks so good. The way they sculpted that cape and everything.
Oh, it's great. When I saw it at Toy Fair, I was amazed.
And I'll get to it obviously a lot later, but Lando, he always gets shorted anyway because he's got two other outfits too, with his Tatooine skiff guard outfit and his general outfit, which I think are both very cool too.
Oh yeah. The general figure. How long did it take us to get that in the 3 3/4 line? In the modern.
We had one early on because there was a muscular one. I remember that.
Oh, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
And then they did another one later, and then they did another one. Yeah. I think they did 3, but
they did 2 in quick succession. I forgot about the Power of the Force 2 one.
Yeah.
Right. Edit that out. I feel dumb now.
That's okay. All right. Did you have anything else you think Attack of the Clones wise? Maybe 6-inch Black Series that should be put out?
No, just something. Get the main characters out there at least, and some interesting looking other guys. 6 figures from this film would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Round it out pretty well.
Okay. Well, again, I am opening this up to being more conversational with everybody out there listening or watching. So if you feel there's something Matt and I missed in this episode, or maybe have suggestions for future episodes, go ahead and contact me and let me know. I'll be happy to bring up what you feel. You can go to swccpodcast@gmail.com. That will get to me through the podcast, or you can go to the Facebook page, which is Star Wars Collecting Cosmos. It's at at Collecting Cosmos. I believe that's the Twitter feed I have for that too. Or you can comment on the YouTube links. Whatever you want. I'd love to hear from you if there's something you think we missed or something that we said you're like, no, that should never be made as a 6-inch figure. I'd love to hear it, and I'll talk about it at the next episode, which will be Revenge of the Sith. So thank you, Matt, for joining me.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. It's good to talk to you. I know I missed talking to you down at Celebration. That was weird not being at Celebration. I got to say that.
It would have freaked me out. I don't know how I could have handled it.
I took solace in the fact that I was in Celebration Europe last year, so I was like, okay, I did go to a Celebration recently, it's okay. And through trading, I've actually been able to get a full set of Star Tots from that Celebration now. But, yeah, it was weird just to watch everything going on and not being there. So hopefully I'll be able to make the next one.
Hope so.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Matt. And again, if you anybody else has comments or suggestions, go ahead and submit them. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening or watching, and yub nub. Welcome to another Collecting Cosmos mini episode, looking at what I kind of feel should be made. In this episode, I am joined by Matt Fox from This Week in Star Wars. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, how you doing lately?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
We missed you in Orlando.
I know. I just couldn't make it this year. It did not work out. I saw that you did a panel with Jake this time. Did that go well?
Went pretty well.
Oh, good.
He did okay.
He did okay. All right. If most our listeners don't know, Matt and I have actually paired together on a couple of panels we've done at Celebration on Hasbro action figures, which is kind of why I brought Matt as my first guest on here, because we've talked a lot about